Hello everybody, Virtual Farmer Kypli here. Today we're going to look at the elementals of Sunhaven. They're kind of these monsters that visit your farm during different seasons of the year, and depending on how you view them, are either a minor inconvenience or a major nuisance that wreaks havoc everywhere. There are technically 3 of them, but there will be an honorable mention today. We have Herman, the giant squid, Rocky, the giant rock, and Weedle, the giant weed, with our honorable mention being Snackcoons. We'll start with the honorable mention because they're the honorable mention. Honestly, they don't get to be like in the list. But the honorable mention, Snackcoons. Snackcoons are these giant raccoons that are like the size of Snorlax that require specific food to wake them up. Now, the problem with them is they block paths and don't move until you either give them the specific food they want, or you kind of just wait until the time frame that they're supposed to be there runs out and then they get up and move, which honestly is kind of the better route instead of feeding them each season, because the first time you feed them, the only thing you get out of it is a Snackcoon plushie, versus some of the other elementals where you get way more out of them being there. So I kind of learned to just wait until the Snackcoons move. They'll never fully block you like in your farm, but there are specific points that lead to town that they'll block. During the spring, the northern end to where you'd go to get to Kitty and Liam and all of them closer will be blocked by a Snackcoon. In the winter, it's the one right across the bridge that I have shown. You're just better off waiting until they leave, because they all require different foods to get them to move. And you're kind of better off for the stuff you can grow to sell it. That's kind of the whole point of the game, is farming to make money. So, and they're just going to be there next year again. It's not like you move them once and then they're gone forever. Next year they'll be back in the same location. So why waste your time and resources to feed them if you could use them for better things? Up next is Weedle, the giant weed monster or whatever. He will show up towards the beginning of spring, and his whole gimmick is that he makes weeds sprout all over your farm. Now, in my first video I did of Sunhaven, that I think I just called Sunhaven or like Stardew Valley 2.0, I already forgot the title of that, but I'll make sure I have it in the end card for one of the recommended videos. He at first was super annoying to me because I just don't know. I didn't know how to handle him, and I didn't know the pros and cons of him. But I kind of quickly found out he's really actually not as bad as I originally thought. You can remove him by playing a jump rope minigame, but it takes a lot of time, and when you're trying to do story stuff, he's not worth it, and he's not worth the aggravation. The nice thing is the weeds and like dandelions he makes appear up. If you have the juicer, you can take 10 dandelions and turn them into the yucky green juice that gets you a few gold. So he's not one of the like more annoying elementals. And the other nice thing is each time you use the sickle to cut down the dandelions, your farming level goes up a bit. So one that I kind of originally thought was a major nuisance, but in the end he kind of just became a minor inconvenience because you have to watch his cutscene each time he makes the weeds grow until he leaves your farm. Next is Krusty, the giant rock monster. Now, to defeat him, you would have to go get Lynn and Nathaniel, and they'll hit him with their sword and pickaxe, but you also would have to do damage to him. Otherwise, they don't do enough damage to get rid of him themselves. He's another one where you have, well, actually, all the elementals have a cutscene each morning in game that you have to deal with, which is kind of annoying, especially with Krusty and, well, also Weedle previously mentioned. But the nice thing is Krusty, each morning, he summons mineral and rock nodes on your farm. So you can get free gold and copper each day, and especially if you attack him each day. So the first time I had to deal with him, I would go do whatever I needed to do for that individual in-game day. And then when I had a little time after, sorry, I promise I can speak, even though if you watch my videos, you know I really can't. But I would go and attack him, and then the nice thing is, with each milestone for like his health, if when you take like a fourth of his health away, he'll spawn some like rocks and stuff right in front of you. Actually, not even like the nodes, you just get the ores and the stone from hitting him. And you would do damage to him by using your pickaxe, so your mining level goes up. So if you're kind of starting to notice that there's a theme here, and that theme being each elemental helps you kind of raise one of your skills when you take them on. And lastly, we have Herman the giant squid. He will show up in summer, and his whole shtick is he will ink your farm. It's kind of annoying because he's the one elemental that you don't get anything from other than just the experience for any of your skills. To get rid of the oil on your farm, you just take your watering can, water the oil, and it washes away, giving you like 2 farming XP for each one. So it's not really great. But if you choose to deal with him, you just have to go talk to Peter, who's at the bottom of your farm at that dock, and he'll take you to a new area where you fish for bombfish. You catch 45 bombfish, load it into a cannon, and it blows Herman up. The only real nice thing you get from that, and I forgot for Krusty, is you get pets that are smaller versions of them. But you don't get anything out of them other than just pets that walk around. So kind of nice if you want to get your farming or fishing level up, but monetary wise you don't get anything from Herman, I guess, unless you sell the bombfish, which you could. So if you catch more bombfish than what you need, but I don't even think they're worth a lot, so doesn't really matter too much. You could catch other fish and make way more money and not have to worry about your time kind of being wasted, because when you are at that new area, time still goes by, so it's not like time just freezes. And that's it for the elementals. There's pros and cons to them, except for the Snack-coons, who I just find to be kind of menaces. Like, yeah, they're just a minor inconvenience, because for most areas you can go around them. You just take a different path, except for the mines. I want to say at the beginning of summer there's one blocking the mines completely, so you can't get in there unless you feed the Snack-coon. But there is one nice option if you get to the point where the elementals aren't really worth your time anymore. Maybe your experience, your skill levels are high enough to where they're not helping you anymore. If you pause the game and go through that like starting pause menu, there is an option to turn the elementals off. So nice little tip. If you get to the point where you just don't want to deal with anymore, you don't want to see the cutscenes, they're not really helping you monetarily or skill wise, so why have them there? You can just turn them off. I'm probably going to get to the point where I turn them off, because the only one that is super useful to my gameplay is Weedle, because I'll just take the dandelions and turn them into the gross juice and sell it. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and share with your friends. See you in the next one. Goodbye.